Hello and welcome to episode 304 of the Daily Sales Message Sales Podcast. I know I'm going slow and deliberately there, but maybe I just need to slow down all my excited talking. On this podcast, we share tips, advice, stories, anecdotes, all sales related stuff. It's designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff too. That's the whole reason why I'm doing this, the whole reason why I've recorded 304 episodes, and God knows how many more to come in the future, to share as much as possible of my advice and anecdotes and tips and my experience ultimately from best part of 20 years in a sales and selling environment. In today's episode, we're talking about one of my most favorite questions to ask a client ever, and it's simply this: what makes you say that? What makes you say that? It's a great question for a couple of reasons. The first one is it allows you to never be stuck in conversation ever again. You're talking with somebody and they say, oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's interesting, James. What makes you say that? Or why is that the case? So we can ask them another question, drill down a bit further, but we're never lost and stuck in conversation. That's the first thing. The second thing is it helps us go from symptom to cause. It's a really great one to ask in terms of objection handling. When somebody says, you're expensive, we don't think we're a good fit, blah, blah, etc. Oh, really? What makes you say that? Why do you say that? Asking that as a question forces them to give you a better answer and to move further down from kind of a superficial answer to something that's a bit more meaningful. So, I'm not sure if you're a good fit for us, James. Oh, really? What makes you say that? Well, we looked on your website and we saw XYZ and we're not sure. It gives me some detail ultimately, because if I haven't got detail and specifics, it's very hard for me to continue the conversation or to overcome an objection that you might be presenting me with. So what makes you say that is one of the very, very best questions that I've come across in my nearly 20 years as a sales professional. Jot it down. Use it in your conversations, particularly in objection handling conversations. But just remember that when people answer a question, they're generally not giving you the best answer they can. They're giving you the easiest answer they can because they don't want to waste or invest too much time in the conversation. So they might be giving you a superficial high-level thing when really you need something that's a lot more detailed. So what makes you say that is how we get to that detail. Right, that's it for this episode of the Daily Sales Message. Tomorrow in episode 305... another great question to ask, buyers. I'll explain more tomorrow. Can't make it more intriguing than that without telling what the actual question is. So you're going to have to wait around for that one. In the meantime, if you haven't already, please hit like, subscribe, or comment, or share the podcast. If you interact with the podcast in some way, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc., doesn't matter where you are. If you interact with it in some way, comment, like, share, heart, whatever the functionality happens to be, it just helps us to reach more people. This podcast goes to quite a few people in quite a few countries around the world, but I'm always keen for it to reach more and more people so we can spread our positive message and our, let's be honest, completely free, practical advice that's all designed to help you feel more confident and sell more stuff. Thank you for listening or watching all the way to the end, particularly if this isn't your first daily sales message and you've listened to me witter on for a few previous episodes. I do appreciate you. I'll catch you tomorrow for another exciting edition